Hey guys. Um, Recently I've been thinking about the sort of trade-offs that come with, learning from others' mistakes, never repeating the same mistakes twice. Just this kind of idea. You see like a lot of rich people and a lot of like people saying quotes. It's like this idea of, always learning, never repeating the same mistake, always improving. And how it sort of conflicts with the ability to be present and sort of enjoy life spontaneously. For me, I sort of took this mantra to heart and, I've learned a lot. I usually don't make the same mistake twice. I do my best to learn from others' mistakes as well and knowledge. And, you know, the issue is that I can't really relate to other people who do, because anytime somebody else makes a mistake or does something that, was obviously gone wrong before, like there's examples of this in history or anecdotally or just in their life even, they do it again. It's like, why would you do that? And but these people are sort of like oblivious in that way, and it kind of just they live sort of moment to moment. They're able to enjoy that, and they don't see that they just supersede everything. They don't really see the evidence, and they just sort of live life messy, but it's kind of like fun, I guess. Um, I think about that this hypervigilance of mine, and I'm always scanning because in my head it's like I feel like life is like two. You can be a person living like two types of ways. Either you live normally, you take in the moments, you live in the moments, etc. You enjoy the small things, and then one day something changes, something big happens, and you're like struck, and you're caught with your pants down, and then you either like sort of adapt or die, really. Like the old way of living will not be able to continue because change is always the only constant, or the change is the only thing that will not change. But then you've got, and this is sort of what I sort of believe, is if things will change and the stuff, but it's not like it comes out of nowhere exactly. A lot of the times it's, looking for signs and, doing stuff with it. Um, so instead of living in the moment, it's like instead of being caught with your pants down during that one catastrophic time, it's kind of this like ambient pressure and a vigilance of where you're always preparing and always scanning, and you're never really there. Like you're never really fully in the moment. And you can like have moments where you're like, haha, but you're never like as um impulsive or as like lively as people who aren't really thinking like this, because you don't, because for me it's just like I know if something happens and everything sort of crashes down around me, like I'm gonna be so angry at myself and so regretful that you know I didn't prepare for this, or like, oh, I should have known better, I should have done this, I should have done that. And it's like that sort of fear keeps me constantly on alert, and I feel like it cost me a lot of things. It's costed me connection with people, the ability to. It's not that I don't understand people, but it's my ability to um, kind of understand, or not even empathize, because I empathize with people, I understand them, but it sort of makes me feel like people are just stupid, like, and that's not good either. Um, and I mean, a lot of times it does not make me, like, if I ask if I'm fulfilled or something, it's like this sort of way of living doesn't really let you feel that. Um, but at the same time, because it always feels like it's not enough and there's like something else, everything you get feels like it could be taken away. Everything that could go wrong will go wrong. So you need to do this and that. Everything that's small gets turned into something big, or like, there's an implication with everything. But um, I mean, I've learned a lot from it. I feel like I have control of my life, at least a lot more than a lot of people think. And yeah, I mean, it's just sort of, it feels like this dilemma of like which is better, of like what is the right way to live, It's like, is it, oh, we live once and, that means you should be free and have fun and, make your mistakes and be stupid and young? Or is it, we live once, so every action you have, like, you know, is a vote. Every step you take is filled with weight, and you should be taking this seriously because you don't get another chance. It feels like, yeah, I don't have another chance, and I'm not ashamed, or I don't really regret what I've done in my life. I just kind of am annoyed with where I am and not where I want to be, and like doing more or just being expected to do more. But yeah, it's just like, and then also really is being just in college. I'm studying abroad, and even now it's like, so many people want to have fun, and I want to have fun too. Like, I try to go and do things that are fun, but where I'm at, I'm in like Asia, I'm in China, and just it's not like I'm in Europe or something where the culture is romantic and everybody goes out to, dinner all the time and drinks, and just it's all beautiful and picturesque. It's like cool here, but I mean, it is hyper efficient. Like, you can tell this is a country that, like, overworks everyone for the sake of like improvement or just the greater good. Like, it just calls out the weak, and I mean, it's just completely different. Like, this is not a chill off time semester for me. It feels like this atmosphere is getting to me. You need to, and I want to make the most of it, and have unique opportunities here that I don't have anywhere else in the world. And it's very difficult to try to. It's gonna be difficult to get this again, this sort of experience, or come back to China. It's not easy for like an American. So yeah, it's like China's kind of like me in the way of, they're very kind of pessimistic, but they're very um, concrete. They make very concrete goals. They make achievable goals, and they move. They just care about the results. These romance countries and stuff, it sells you leisure, it sells you this, it sells you romance, and it's fun, and it like gets you. And that's what the study abroad experience people talk about is, you know, people when they tell me why they regret not going abroad is because, oh, they have all this time. They'll never have that time again to, you know, have that much off time from work, and like, they get to see other culture and they get to like have fun. For me it's like I have hard classes. I have like a sort of part time internship that takes up more time. And then yeah, by the end of that, it's like you're in a country where I've been learning this language for over a decade, and even still, like my level isn't even like fluent. I'm conversational. I can have conversations, but get into anything really that deep, and you'll lose me. And it's like I'm in this sort of cultural tension too. Cultural tension. You can't really speak the language, and you're always reminded of like, the gap all the time. It's like this sort of um, reminder in a way all the time, and it's made me wonder like what was it for because there's a lot of opportunity cost. The amount of time to learn Chinese, I think it's like 2,200 classroom hours to like reach like professional proficiency, and like that's insane, really. Like that's just so mind-boggling. That's not even fluent too. So it's like, it's like especially as a non-native speaker or no family ties, it's just like so much. And but that's kind of off topic. But the thing is just like it kind of goes back to this like my study abroad is not what they told me study abroad would be, and I'm worried I'm not getting, even the utilitarian aspect out of it. But I am sort of trying, and I'm trying to build some seeds or plant some seeds and stuff. So it's not all bad, and it's cool here. Different culture, and definitely the healthcare is a lot better. I mean, like, come on now, but yeah, just something I was thinking about. So.